Once allies, now enemies. One built rockets to reach Mars, the other built a movement to take back the White House. But when Elon Musk and Donald Trump turned on each other, it wasn't just personal. It was a full-blown war for influence, power, and the future of America. Who's really in control? Let's dive into the billionaire feud that's rewriting the rules. Once upon a time in America, just as the world was preparing for a new political era, two of the most powerful and unpredictable men on the planet found themselves standing on the same side of history. One was a real estate mogul and reality TV star who shocked the world by becoming President of the United States. The other, a South African-born tech visionary, was building rockets to Mars, electric cars for the masses, and dreaming of rewiring the human brain. Yes, we're talking about Donald J. Trump and Elon Musk, two titans from completely different worlds suddenly appearing to form an unlikely alliance. It was 2016, and the stage was set for one of the strangest political friendships of our time. When Trump defied the odds and won the presidency in a stunning upset, the global elite was shaken. Political insiders, corporate CEOs, and media giants didn't know what to make of it. But Elon Musk? He didn't run. He leaned in. Despite being known for his environmentalism and futuristic ideals, Musk accepted a role on Trump's business advisory councils, joining other high-profile CEOs to help guide economic and technological policy. It was a shock to many. Musk was leading the clean energy revolution with Tesla, sending rockets into orbit with SpaceX, and advocating for a future free from fossil fuels. Trump, on the other hand, had openly dismissed climate change as a hoax and promised to bring back coal jobs. So why would Elon Musk, a man often seen as the face of progressive innovation, align himself, at least temporarily, with a political figure as controversial as Trump? The answer lies in Musk's mindset. He's not loyal to parties or people, he's loyal to progress. Musk believed that by joining Trump's councils, he could push forward his vision of a better future from within the system. It was a classic Elon move. Don't fight from the outside. Infiltrate from the inside. If it meant securing government support for electric vehicles, space exploration, or infrastructure, Musk was willing to take the risk. At the time, this alliance raised eyebrows. Trump's critics accused Musk of selling out, while Musk's fans feared he was compromising his values. But Musk defended his decision, saying he hoped to influence policy in a positive direction. And for a brief moment, it seemed to work. During those early months, the partnership appeared to be productive. Trump praised Musk publicly. He even complimented Tesla's innovation and SpaceX's breakthroughs. Musk, in return, kept things diplomatic. He avoided attacking the administration, choosing instead to focus on collaboration, especially on topics like infrastructure, transportation, and technology investment. There was a sense, however fleeting, that these two figures, so vastly different in style and substance, might actually help each other. Trump could offer Musk access and influence at the highest levels of power. Musk could offer Trump the image of being pro-innovation and pro-business in a rapidly changing world. To the outside world, it looked like a strange kind of political tech bromance, Trump the disruptor of politics, and Musk the disruptor of technology, both loud, bold, and unafraid to challenge the establishment. But as history has shown us time and time again, when two alpha personalities collide, cooperation often gives way to conflict. And while they managed to keep things civil in the early days, the cracks beneath the surface were already beginning to form. Because here's the thing. While Trump thrives on loyalty, Musk thrives on independence. Trump expects praise. Musk gives criticism. Trump plays to the base. Musk plays to the future. These two men may have shared a moment of mutual convenience, but deep down, they were never truly aligned. It wasn't long before policy decisions began to test Musk's patience and his principles. The turning point would come sooner than anyone expected. But at this early stage in their story, one thing was clear. The partnership of Donald Trump and Elon Musk wasn't built to last. It was an alliance born out of strategy, not trust. It was history in the making, but it was also a ticking time bomb. And as we'd soon find out, the countdown had already begun. By mid-2017, the once surprising alliance between Donald Trump and Elon Musk had started to crumble, and fast. The first major rupture came in June 2017. President Trump, keeping to one of his campaign promises, announced the withdrawal of the United States from the Paris Climate Agreement, a landmark global pact designed to combat climate change. For Trump, it was about protecting American industry and rejecting what he called job-killing regulations. But for Elon Musk, it was a breaking point. Musk had built his entire empire on the idea that the future should be cleaner, smarter, and more sustainable. Tesla wasn't just a car company, it was a mission to end the fossil fuel era. SpaceX wasn't just about rockets, it was about ensuring humanity's long-term survival. Climate change to Elon wasn't a political issue. It was an existential threat. So when Trump made his announcement, Musk didn't stay silent. Within hours, he took to Twitter and publicly declared he would be resigning from Trump's business advisory councils. His message was short but powerful. "I'm departing presidential councils. Climate change is real. Leaving Paris is not good for America or the world." It was the first clear and public stand Musk had taken against the Trump administration, and it made headlines around the world. The message was unmistakable. Musk was done playing nice. From that point on, their relationship began to deteriorate. Musk continued to speak out on issues where he disagreed with Trump: immigration policies, environmental rollbacks, and trade tariffs. At the same time, Trump continued to double down on his base-first strategy, often leaning into anti-science rhetoric and populist messaging. But here's where things got interesting. Even though Musk had broken ranks, he didn't turn into a full-blown Trump critic. Not yet. He often avoided naming Trump directly and tried to stay politically independent. He criticized both sides, Democrats for being anti-business and Republicans for being anti-science. Still, there was no hiding it. Musk was drifting away from Trump, and both men felt it. Then came the next chapter in their slow-motion fallout: Twitter. As Musk's companies grew, so did his influence, not just in business, but in culture and politics. With every bold tweet and viral moment, Musk was evolving from tech entrepreneur to full-blown celebrity CEO. By 2020, he was openly defying COVID regulations, clashing with politicians, and becoming a favorite figure among libertarians, centrists, and even some conservatives. Meanwhile, Trump was also escalating his Twitter game, using the platform as his personal megaphone to energize supporters and attack enemies. For a while, the two seemed to operate in parallel lanes, Trump commanding politics, Musk dominating tech. But they were both fighting for the same thing: attention, loyalty, and influence in a divided world. And eventually, those lanes began to collide. As Musk gained cultural power, especially during the pandemic, Trump noticed. He began to realize that Elon Musk was not just a business leader. He was a competitor for influence. Musk was shaping how millions of people thought about the future. And for someone like Trump, who thrives on being the center of attention, that was a threat. By late 2021 and into 2022, the two men were clearly drifting into different ideological orbits. Musk became increasingly vocal about free speech, censorship, and what he called the woke mind virus, earning him fans among conservatives, but not Trump loyalists. Musk criticized the far left, but he wasn't ready to back Trump's brand of right-wing populism either. And then in 2022, everything exploded. Musk shocked the world by announcing his plan to buy Twitter, Trump's old stomping ground. After being banned from the platform following the January 6th Capitol riot, Trump had moved to his own platform, Truth Social. But now, the man who kicked him off Twitter was gone, and Elon Musk was stepping in to bring Trump and others back. After acquiring Twitter, Musk reinstated Trump's account. But Trump refused to return. Instead of gratitude, Trump lashed out. During a rally, Trump mocked Musk, claiming Elon had begged him for government help in the past and calling him another bull-ow artist. It was personal now. Musk, never one to back down from a challenge, fired back on Twitter. He mocked Trump's ego, questioned his ability to lead, and even said, "It's time for Trump to hang up his hat and sail into the sunset." With those words, the Cold War between Trump and Musk had officially gone hot. What started as an alliance of power players in 2016 had, by 2022, turned into a bitter public feud between two of the most unpredictable forces in American life. The bromance was over. Now it was a battle for the future, and neither man was backing down. Fast forward to 2022, a year that would completely shift the balance of influence between two of the most powerful men on the planet. Elon Musk, already a legend in the tech world thanks to Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink, and the Boring Company, made a move that shocked the internet. He bought Twitter for a jaw-dropping $44 billion. Yes, you heard that right. $44 billion to take control of a platform that had become the nerve center of global politics, media, and culture. It wasn't just a business deal, it was a power move. Suddenly, Musk wasn't just building rockets or electric cars. He now owned the digital town square, where presidents tweeted policies and revolutions were born in hashtags. In a world where speech is influence, Elon Musk became one of the most powerful voices on Earth. And with that, he did something no one expected. He reinstated Donald Trump's Twitter account, which had been permanently banned in January 2021 following the Capitol riot on January 6th. It was a dramatic gesture in the name of free speech. Musk believed that banning Trump had set a dangerous precedent, and he claimed that as Twitter's new owner, he would restore speech for everyone, even the most controversial figures. But here's where the twist came in. Trump didn't return. Instead, Trump stuck with his own platform, Truth Social, a Twitter clone he had launched after his ban. For Trump, returning to Twitter would have meant admitting he needed Elon Musk's platform to reach the masses again. And that, in Trump's world, would be a sign of weakness. At first, the tension between Musk and Trump was subtle, polite even. Musk continued to tweet about free speech, shadow banning, and big tech bias. He began criticizing Democrats more openly, attacking woke culture, inflation, and the media establishment. He even hinted he'd support a Republican candidate in the 2024 election. But here's what caught everyone's attention. He never once endorsed Trump. That silence was deafening. While Trump still saw himself as the undisputed leader of the GOP, Musk's growing influence was starting to cast a long shadow over his throne. Elon was becoming a kind of political wild card, not fully right-wing, not fully left, but definitely anti-establishment. And he had something Trump didn't anymore, a massive megaphone that millions listened to every day. Then the personal jabs began. During a campaign-style rally in July 2022, Trump lashed out unexpectedly, calling Elon Musk another bull artist. He claimed Musk had once begged him for government support and subsidies, and now, he said, Elon was acting like he didn't know him. Trump didn't just attack Elon's character, he questioned his loyalty. It was a clear message to the crowd. Musk wasn't one of them anymore. He was a traitor to the MAGA movement. Elon, never one to let an insult slide, fired back on Twitter. He responded, "I don't hate the man, but it's time for Trump to hang up his hat and sail into the sunset." And just like that, it was on. Musk went further, calling Trump's presidency too much drama and saying America needed new blood and a younger candidate for the future. He even hinted that Florida Governor Ron DeSantis might be a better choice, a move that enraged Trump's inner circle. This wasn't just a disagreement anymore. It was open warfare between two alpha personalities who had once tolerated each other for mutual gain. What had started as a strategic relationship in 2016 had completely collapsed. Trump no longer saw Musk as an asset. He saw him as a threat. And Musk? He wasn't interested in bowing to Trump's ego. He had his own empire, his own voice, and his own version of what the future should look like. It wasn't just two billionaires clashing, it was a generational battle for influence. Trump represented the past, populist, nationalist, and rooted in traditional media rallies and political loyalty. Musk represented the future, digital, decentralized, and platform-driven, and both wanted to control the narrative. As the 2024 election cycle approached, the tension between them only intensified. Would Musk back a Trump rival? Would Trump attempt to take down Musk's reputation? Could their followers coexist? Or would they be forced to choose sides? The bromance was dead, and in its place stood a feud that was as personal as it was political. Two titans, one stage, and no more room for compromise. Why did the Trump-Musk friendship really fall apart? At first glance, it might seem like a difference in policy or a few public disagreements. But dig deeper, and the answer becomes crystal clear. Ego, influence, and ambition. Three powerful forces that, when combined, are guaranteed to spark conflict, especially between two of the most dominating personalities in the modern world. Let's break it down. Donald Trump is a man who built his entire public image on being larger than life. Whether in business, reality TV, or politics, Trump always saw himself as the center of gravity. He demands loyalty. He thrives on attention. He lives for the spotlight. In Trump's world, there's no room for equals, only followers, supporters, and those willing to amplify his message. Elon Musk, on the other hand, doesn't follow anyone's script, not even Trump's. Musk is a rule breaker, a disruptor, and perhaps the most unpredictable billionaire on Earth. He built his brand on bold ideas, colonizing Mars, creating self-driving cars, developing brain-computer interfaces, and most recently, redefining free speech on Twitter, now X. Musk doesn't pledge loyalty. He pledges only to his vision of the future. And that's where the real rift began. In the early days, Trump and Musk's paths aligned out of convenience. Trump needed high-profile business minds to legitimize his administration. Musk needed access to policymakers to push through innovation in space and electric vehicles. But as time passed, it became clear. They weren't building together, they were building in totally different directions. Trump's vision is rooted in nationalism and nostalgia. His rallying cry is, "Make America Great Again," a return to a perceived golden era of American power, traditional values, and strong borders. It's a message that resonates with a wide base of voters, but it's anchored in the past. Musk? He's aiming for a future not yet imagined. A world where humans live on Mars, where AI augments human intelligence, where transportation is electric and underground, and where freedom of speech, no matter how controversial, is absolute. His brand of optimism isn't red or blue. It's technocratic, futuristic, and often chaotic. So when 2024 began heating up, the distance between them became undeniable. Musk made it increasingly clear. He was not Team Trump. He began praising centrist and younger Republican figures, subtly undermining Trump's dominance in the GOP. He posted cryptic tweets about needing less drama in politics. At one point, he even floated the idea of backing someone sane and centrist, a thinly veiled jab at Trump's volatile leadership style. This was more than just political disagreement. This was Musk stepping into Trump's territory, the world of influence, of mass attention, of cultural power. And Trump doesn't take kindly to challengers. Feeling the sting of betrayal, Trump hit back hard. At rallies and in interviews, he mocked Musk, calling him an ingrate and a BS artist. He claimed Musk had once begged him for subsidies and protection, and now was trying to act like he didn't know him. Trump turned what had once been strategic respect into personal resentment. Musk, of course, didn't stay quiet. He took to his favorite battlefield, Twitter, and fired back. He questioned Trump's mental sharpness, mocked his age, and suggested he was no longer capable of leading in a rapidly evolving world. In one post, he declared it was time for Trump to sail into the sunset. That one comment alone said everything. Musk wasn't just disagreeing with Trump, he was dismissing him. And for someone like Trump, whose political power depends on perception, that's the ultimate insult. What was once a carefully managed partnership had fully collapsed into a high-profile feud, watched by millions, fueled by tweets, and driven by egos too big to share the stage. It's a classic tale of two titans clashing, not over money or power directly, but over who gets to shape the future. Trump wants to restore a version of America where he is again the headline act. Musk wants to build a new world entirely, one where he writes the rules. In the end, their friendship didn't fall apart because of a single event. It unraveled because both men are driven by an unshakable belief in their own vision. And when two alpha personalities both want to be the loudest voice in the room, there's only one way it ends, with the microphones turned up, the gloves off, and the world watching. So in this high-stakes feud between two of the world's most influential men, Donald Trump and Elon Musk, who comes out on top? Well, that's still up in the air. On one hand, you've got Donald Trump, the ultimate political showman. He's still the loudest voice in the Republican Party. He commands loyalty from millions of voters, and his rallies remain packed with passionate supporters, despite scandals, impeachments, and endless media criticism. Trump has a way of surviving and even thriving in political chaos. Like it or not, he's a kingmaker. And in many ways, the Republican Party still orbits around him. On the other hand, there's Elon Musk, a different kind of power player. He's not on the ballot, but his influence stretches across industries, borders, and now digital platforms. Musk controls Tesla, the company reshaping the auto industry. He leads SpaceX, which is revolutionizing space travel and launching satellites faster than governments. He's behind Neuralink and XAI, experimenting with the next frontier of human intelligence. And of course, he now owns X, formerly Twitter, one of the most powerful communication tools on the planet. While Trump fights to reclaim the White House, Musk is building a kingdom of his own, outside of Washington, beyond Earth, and inside the devices and platforms people use every day. It's no longer just about two men arguing on social media. It's about something much bigger. This feud has become a symbolic battle, a clash, between two competing versions of the future. Trump represents traditional political power, loyalty, identity, and nationalism. A return to what he calls American greatness, a top-down approach to leadership built on charisma and command. Musk represents decentralized global influence, disruption, innovation, and tech-driven change. A future powered by AI, electric energy, and interplanetary ambition, a bottom-up approach to influence where platforms and ideas, not parties, drive momentum. Both are billionaires. Both have armies of followers. Both are controversial, unpredictable, and thrive on attention. But their tools of power are completely different. Trump speaks to the heart of America's past, nostalgia, culture wars, and reclaiming lost identity. Musk speaks to the future, robotics, space, free speech, and the idea that the system itself is broken and needs to be rewritten. That's what makes this feud so fascinating and so important. It's not just about personalities, it's about a larger fight over what kind of power will shape the next chapter of the 21st century. Will it be political power, rooted in elections, rallies, and party loyalty? Or will it be technological power, rooted in platforms, innovation, and global networks? And as we inch closer to the 2024 presidential election, the battle between Trump and Musk is heating up like never before. Trump is charging ahead, dominating the GOP primary and hinting at vengeance if he regains the Oval Office. He's already promising to take on the deep state, punish his enemies, and restore his version of order. Musk, he's taking a more subtle, but no less strategic approach. He's reshaping the rules of digital speech, deciding who gets a platform and who doesn't. He's using X to shape the national conversation in real time. And while he hasn't officially endorsed a 2024 candidate, his hints and critiques have massive ripple effects. In fact, some political analysts believe that Musk's tweets now have more immediate impact than most cable news networks. That's how deep his influence runs. And here's the kicker. They both want to be the one writing the future's script. Trump wants his political comeback to be the story of 2024. Musk wants his platforms, companies, and ideas to shape the decades beyond. But only one can truly dominate the narrative, and neither wants to share the spotlight. That's why this isn't just a feud, it's a full-blown power struggle. Every tweet, every rally, every press conference, every product launch, it's all part of a larger chess match between two titans who represent radically different visions for the world. So who wins? We don't know. Not yet. Because in the battle between Donald Trump and Elon Musk, the real story isn't about who wins today. It's about who controls tomorrow. And if there's one thing we know for sure, it's that this story is far from over. The egos are too big. The stakes are too high. The world is watching. So buckle up. Because in this fight between the politician and the disruptor, the old guard and the futurist, the kingmaker and the empire builder, if you enjoyed this deep dive into the Trump versus Musk feud, don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow. Got thoughts on who wins this billionaire battle? Drop them in the comments below. I read them all. And if you want more stories like this, real power, drama, and untold rivalries, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an upload.